Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing something a little different. We are going to be washing my brushes because they need to be cleaned. So I'm just going to be doing just like the ones that I use mostly. So these are the ones that are in my little mug that I don't use all the time. And then these are the ones that I keep in my makeup bag that I do use pretty much every day. So let's go to the kitchen and I'll show y'all what I use. Okay, so we're here in my sink. I will be using a few different things. I got this one from my older sister that I've used before. It has different things. It tells you what to use on it. This one is from my other sister I've never used before. I have this wash, which is okay. And I'll try and link everything. But really the best thing is this. And I'll be right back because I forgot my sponges. Okay, so you may not be able to hear me because I will have the water running. And I do leave the water running. So we'll go ahead and start with the sponges. And I just will do that. We'll try this one since I've never used it before. And you can see the product coming up already. And then you definitely want to squeeze the makeup out. And I hardly ever wash these, so they're pretty gross. Sorry. I like this one because I can hold it. But it does look like my sponge is breaking up. So me, like it just ruined my sponge. Can you see that? See where it ripped it up right there? I think these were too rough for it. But that's fine. I do have another one of these, so. The other thing you can do is just squeeze out the excess. There. We'll go ahead and jump into this one, and I'm going to use the dish soap for it. So I'm really just showing the difference, how the dish soap does get it off really quickly compared to the EOS tools, which this is still good, but the dish soap is just really good. And it's way cheaper. So sometimes it is easier to use your hand instead of using one of these, just because you can really squeeze it out instead of rubbing it where my sponge is breaking apart. You definitely want to be careful, especially if you do spend a lot of money on your brushes. You don't want them to break apart. And see, this one I don't use as much as the black one, so it's not falling apart like the black one did. Really, if you just squeeze it, like I said for the black one as well, it'll really get the stuff out of it. See, it's so much cleaner than it was, even though it's still a little dirty. I mean, better than it was. But you want to make sure you get all this stuff out. Okay, so that's good enough for right now. Just gonna place them right here. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this one. This is my foundation brush. This one I use pretty much all the time. As you see, the foundation is all the way down here, and it's pretty gross. So I'm gonna wet it. And this one I'm gonna do a different technique, and I'm actually just gonna use my hand to show you that you don't necessarily need one of these. Yes, it is nicer because you're gonna get the job done way faster. But you can just use your hand. So I'll go ahead and use this one. Oh, another thing you can also use instead of this or the dish soap is baby shampoo. That works as well. So you just take it, and if you swirl it on your hand, it'll get the product out. I do have to say that definitely takes longer than using one of the brushes, or one of the pads. But if you don't have that, you know, and you just want it clean, definitely just use your hand. So we'll go ahead and do this one. So you definitely just take it and swirl it around. You see all the product on there. You definitely want to rinse that out. Now for this one, I feel like it is better to use the dish soap, because as you can see, it's come off a little bit here, but here it's still very much in there. And the dish soap really just helps break up all of the product that's in your brushes, and it does it a little faster. See how quick that had happened? I just feel like the dish soap, like I said, it'll break up the product a little easier than the brush does. And as you can see, the color is coming back on the top, which is definitely what we want it to do, because that'll show that it is finally getting clean. Now this is a very time consuming, and I really don't like doing it. It is good to wash them maybe. I think you're supposed to wash them at least once a week. I definitely don't do that. I definitely do not wash them once a week. Because not only do you wash them, but then you also have to let them dry. And drying does take a little bit of time. So if you're going to be using them or doing any looks, you have to really keep in mind that, oh, my brushes are wet. Now some brushes, the smaller brushes, still dry overnight, but the thicker ones like my blush brush will take, it might dry by the time I get home from work tomorrow, but sometimes it does take a little bit longer. Okay, that brush is pretty clean, just right there, but I'm okay with that. So this is one of the brushes that you wouldn't want to really mess up because this is an IT Cosmetics brush. They are a little bit more expensive, but they have really good brushes. So yeah. And don't worry, I won't make y'all watch all of them. I'm just doing the ones that have problems. So like this one. This is my blush brush. This will not go completely white like it should. So I'm not even going to mess with the Equals tool. We're going to go directly into the Dawn. Put it on there. And I'm going to swish it around. And it's definitely important how you take care of your brushes. Like I said, you don't want to spend a lot of money on brushes or sponges and you use them a couple of times and the brushes come out, like the hairs come out. Like these ones are actually cracked on a lot of mine, but I am pretty rough on them. These are just BH Cosmetics. The whole pack is about $28. Now this brush on its own, I think it's 30 something, 34, 38. So, you know, I don't think I have a foundation brush in BH Cosmetics, but I do have like 3 in the IT Cosmetics. It's definitely my favorite. So like this one will take a little bit of time to dry. As you see, it's still pink, so I'll do a little bit more. Sometimes I like to throw it on to the actual mat instead of putting it on the bristles. It just depends on what you prefer. But honestly, this is as good as this one's gonna get, because I do use blush. I use a whole bunch of different blushes, cream blushes, more pigmented blushes. It stains the whiteness of it, so like that's not gonna come out, and I'm okay with it, because I know that. Okay. Let me see if I can get another one to show you that the white does come off. Or not that the white comes off, but that it will go white. So here's a little one. See, as you can see, it is cracked again here. This one I use for like outer corners. I'll go ahead and use this one. Throw it on the thing. Wet it. And it's still a little stained. There you go. Pretty white. I'm pretty happy with that. It's not completely clean. Like you can still see a little bit of the purple, but I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me. Now one I haven't ever cleaned, because I just really started using this whenever I started with the powder. So let's use this one. This is our BH Small Face Flat Brush that I used for my powder. So yeah, let's do this one. Let's use this. So that one went pretty clean. So that's pretty much an easy, quick way to wash brushes that are a little bit more time consuming, to wash sponges. Of course, my poor sponge is on its last days, but that's okay. I've had it for over a year. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and wash the rest of them, and then I'll show you how I lay them out to dry. Now, one thing my sister, so this is my middle sister. I have 2 sisters. So my oldest sister is Jennifer. My middle sister is Stephanie. She had got this for part of my Christmas gift Stephanie did. And she was like, you can dry your brushes on the back. which yes, you can. Not that one. So you can stick them in there and dry your brushes. However, if you dry your brushes standing up, when the water goes down, it goes into the base right here where the bristles are glued, and the water will make the bristles come unglued. So if there was a way, you know, that it hung like this, that would be awesome. But I'll show you how I dry them. I'll be back. Now I do just really want to quickly show how good this little one does for the more fluffier brushes. This brush I pretty much use every single day. So I'm going to wet it. There we go. And for this, I did use the Egos tools. And so that really works for the more fluffy brushes. As you can see, it's pretty clean. And then we'll do it again with this Lunar Beauty. This is a Beauty Bakery brush. This is the Lunar Beauty. And it's pretty clean. I'm happy with that. So we'll come back and I'll show you once they're dry. Okay, so I had to sit down because my back was absolutely hurting. But let me go ahead and show y'all how I laid out the brushes. Okay, so as you see here, this is our kitchen table. We don't really use it. But I have towels. They are rolled. So you have like a roll here, there, and there. So you definitely want to place the brushes down. On the brushes that have a shape, I do try to shape them so that they'll dry that way. And this is all of them. So yeah, it's all my brushes. Like I said, the small ones will probably dry tomorrow. So like any brushes that aren't like more fluffy, so like these ones may take a little bit more time to dry. These will definitely take more time to dry, and the sponges as well, excuse me. But like ones like this, they'll be dry here shortly. So then I can put them all back up because I don't like my stuff being out of my room. Yeah, so I'm gonna move that one because it's touching. I should have showed how I cleaned this one because it had concealer on it. And it was a bit of a pain. But yeah, so I just roll the towels and then just make sure they're slanted down. And they don't have to be like, this. They just need to be slanted where, you know, gravity can do its job and pull it down. So yeah, there's that. Alright, so that is my video for this week. A little more simple than normal, but I did need to wash my brushes, so I figured why not bring you on the journey with me. Sorry if it was hard to hear me. There's no way I could have put the microphone right there with the water, and it would have been too much of a mess. So yeah, so I showed basically the brushes that I use all the time. Sorry, I'm holding this thing. But yeah, so I showed the brushes I pretty much use all the time, that are really, really dirty, showed how I clean them. I'm not gonna lie, I really do like that little thing that my sister Stephanie got me, the little pink one. That worked really well on my little brushes. Now for the bigger ones, I'd probably either use my hand or I'd use the bigger one just because that would work better for them. And then for the sponges, I would use the bigger one as well. Of course, my black one, that's from Aesthetica Cosmetics. It is on its last limb. Like I said, I've had it for over a year. And yeah, I do have another one, so I'll be popping that one out. I'm still going to use it right now until it like completely falls apart. Oh my, I am looking rough. When it completely falls apart, then I will definitely get the other one and use that one. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I look really rough right now. It is, what, 8 o'clock? I've had this makeup on for like 13 hours. What can you expect? But yeah, I guess that's it for right now. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do these upcoming weeks. I know probably next week I'm sure I'm going to be fine. I just don't know how much I'm going to want to sit up and, you know, be creative. I may just want to lay and rest. So I might try and get another video out. Maybe Thursday. I'm also thinking about doing like a vlog type thing of like this, basically the second half of my surgery and that journey of recovering. I don't know if that's stupid, but I know that I'm scared, and I'm sure if other people have to get their gallbladder out or any kind of surgery, they'd be scared too. So we'll see. But yeah, so I haven't had a surgery since I was 5, and it's a bunch of crap you got to do that I didn't know I had to do when I was 5, because that was a really long time ago, like almost 30 years ago. But yeah, so that's it for today. Until next time, I hope y'all have a great week. Stay safe. I hope you learned some stuff. Like I said, I'll try to link the items. I know Jennifer had gotten the wash and the bigger one off of Amazon, so I'll find those on Amazon, and then I have to figure out where my sister Stephanie got the smaller one, because I really did like that one. All right, I love you. Bye.